What's up, coaches? This is going to be a live tag video showing you how to do your live tag, and then also how to move it into Hudl afterwards, so you have all your data ready to go. So firstly, and really importantly, you need to have a play pool in your offensive and defensive playbook. You have to have a play pool set up. And so we'll go in here, and then this is where we get all of your information from to help with the live tag. You don't need to have a ton of plays. I've got 57 here, and that's enough. But we do need specifically the category, the formation, and the concept. Those are really important. And then if you just want to go through here, you can check these off, or you can just click all for either the front or the coverage beaters if you're looking to go through it quickly. But you need to have that as a source of truth for our live tag process. The next thing you need to do is head over to this game focus tab, and you'll need to have an opponent. So go ahead and you can just click add opponent. You can create whatever it is, but just name it spring game, whatever. And then the only other things that you need are two more things from this for this opponent. And that would be your scouting. Now, if you're playing yourself and your own defense, just put in, when you click plus here, it'll have from your play pool specifically. So if you've got their defense already in your play pool, that's great. And you can just select those, and then you could even fill out some of these if you want, but it's not as mandatory, I would say. It's definitely just we need the fronts, and then we need the coverages that they're going to run against you. All the other, and blitzes preferably if you want those to have as well. So I may put in here like it's like Mike Blitz maybe. And then, yeah, so we'll pop that in. So then you'll want to move into the game plan. And so what you'll need to do here is it should be blank for me now. And you can make this what you would like. But if you click this generate with AI, it will only pull those plays specifically that you have in your play pool. And you can also edit these. So for example, on short yardage, you can click this little settings button and change what play categories and categories it's pulling from. So you can change all of these. You can also change your preferences up here if you want to be more run heavy or balanced, or if you want to not run certain things from your play pool, like say you don't install something from like a certain formation, you can just type that in here and it won't pull plays from it. So once you're done with this is great as well. You also have, your base packages here. If you'd like, you can have a formation specific. So I want to only run plays from deuce right here. We'll save and generate, and these will only be from deuce right. And you can edit these and change the order and all that kind of stuff. But note the numbers on them. That's really important. So if these are the plays you're using, you would want to print this out. If you're a coordinator, you'd want to print it out. I'll make it compact, and that looks fine. And you probably want to have multiple. Person in the box has one. The person on the sideline has one. Everyone should have one, and then they should be able to just say, like, if you call a play, you can call the play, but you'll need to have that number as well to feed to the live tag. Okay. So once you got those two things, you're ready to start. So right now, this works if it's online and you have internet connection. That's the best case scenario. You can just do it just like this on a computer or a tablet or even a phone if you want. The tablet works best on the app in particular. So download the app and you can go through there. And so it works if you're online and there's a connection on the sideline and up top. Everybody will then have access to it. And then if you lose connection for a moment, not a problem. It's going to log those plays in and it'll sync back up when it gets a connection. So if you lose internet for a minute or two, don't worry, those plays will be there, and they will also be then shot down to the sideline on their laptop or their tablets as well when it becomes available. So maybe a hotspot for traveling is really ideal. If you don't have a hotspot and you don't have internet in the visiting stadium, on the sideline and on the field, the suggestion would be one, even in the box, this will work fully offline. And I'll show you what that looks like in the app and online. It should work fully offline. That's definitely still like a beta mode and we're refining it. But that person will have all the analytics on their device and they can feed them to you. Unfortunately, offline to offline, we can't like shoot information down to the sideline. But I'll walk you through how to get this going. So right now what you'll see is this is a spring game, and then it has this thing here. You may just want to click download again. This lets us, if anything happens when you are off, like lose connection, this will show you that you're still ready and good to go. So you can see the details. So I'm not going to do the defensive one here currently. So the way that this works, we'll start the live tag session. And this should be what you see. Now you have noticed these are the most important toggles here at the top. So we have an offense and a defense toggle, and we have an analytics versus an input toggle. Generally, one person should be inputting for the offense and for the defense. If you only have one device, they can share them. But I'll stick with offense because that's what I know. But a very similar functionality works for defense. So off the get-go, this is what you see when you're inputting plays. You've got this plus to make it a little bit bigger if you want. On a tablet, it looks really nice. So the way this works is you can click on any box on here. So we've got our quarter, down, distance, all that stuff. And you can click on the yard line. And the numpad is really what you should be using for everything. So the yard lines say that you get pinned deep. You're going to start on the 18. You'll click enter. Now it'll automatically jump to the play. So going back to that call sheet, all that needs to be relayed is the play number. So say you start with play 12. That is the hack to deuce right, off switch. And then as the play is going, you'll want to see the front. Someone will set the front and the coverages. And let's say that we complete that for 3 yards. It's done. So you'll do a lot of these. I'm just going to go through some of them quickly and go down the field for it. Now, once you get to a 4th down, should that happen, you want to just click. It should automatically default to one of these punt or field goal options. And then you just want to click log play. So we'll punt this way and do a 3 and out. So now we'll start the next drive, yard line. Make sure it's set. Here's yard line 33. And let's go 22, and we get 2 yards on it. And the whole time you should be doing these. Other things are incompletions as well. So say that I go play 13 and it's incomplete and they're running cover 4. So then I can just click log and it'll show up as incomplete. Same with sack. And if you have a penalty, so it works really simple. So say we run this play and we get a PI, offensive or a defensive PI. So we can just say penalty and then we put in the amount of yards. So it went for 15 yards and then it will calculate. If there's ever a problem, so say that there's a play like this and you put the information in and it's marked as, say, complete for 3 yards. If you want to do yards, that's fine. You can also click on this new yard line and it will, you just punch in the new yard line where people are on. So say it actually gets to the 44 is what you see. You can just click log and that'll determine the distance for you. But say something, you can always view your play logs here in the top right, and you can see all the plays here, and you can edit them if you need to. As a quick thing though, you can always click edit last, and it'll just bring back the last play, and you're like, oh, that actually, the new yard line is actually the 42, and so you can update it, and then everything will update. If you go offline, there'll be a little thing here at the top that'll tell you you're offline, and then it'll sync after. So you can go through and do all of this. The last thing I'll show you is say that you get this and you have a play called and it goes for a touchdown. So all you need to do is click touchdown and then it'll automatically calculate the yards for you here. And it also won't let you go further than that. So if I was on the 5 and we got 5, it'll note it's a touchdown. So I'll click log. So now in the analytics page, this is all the information you see. You can go through this and see it's a ton of information. You can do your D breakdown, your O self scout. You can also go to a deep dive that tells you, okay, this is what you've been running, and this is what you've been running out of it as well. So for example, inside zone, I've been running it from spread and trips. Which one are we better at? Well, in spread, we are getting 42 yards per play because we've got 1 run from spread, and that was the touchdown. For trips, we're 5 yards per play. So it's a little biased, but you can really go detailed, and you can also go play by play to just refresh and see what happened in that drive. So when you're done with this, multiple people can be on this as well. Like I said, you want to click end session. That will end it for everyone. If you just need to leave and come back, you can just click exit session. The release input really doesn't do a lot. But once you click end session, and if you're offline, it'll put that session on as soon as it's connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over and I'm going to show you how to upload to Hudl. So once you're done with the game, you should go back to the live tag screen and you'll see your game log with everything in it from the game. Now, don't panic if you don't see it immediately, okay? So you do have this thing called history here, and this will save every game log, either offline or online, that was done. And if you have some done offline that were O and D and they're separate, you can see this combined game logs. And so you could combine the offense from this one and the defense from this one, neither one of these have defensive plays, but you could combine them into one. But we already have this one, and this is one that is older, and so we wouldn't restore that. But you can also go back and forth between these two. It doesn't change anything. It always saves. Okay. So what you want to do now is you want to click export, and that's going to give you this folder here. And then what you want to do is go into Hudl. So this is some sample film that's just completely blank here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'll ODK it. I'll just do my O, and you'll want to do the same thing for D. I'll ODK it here, and then I want to create a playlist. So I'll just call this SpiralXO sample O. And you don't have to, this is just cleaner, I find. So we'll do sample O, and then we have all of our information here and some older information there, but we're only going to have the first 30 plays because that's all we tagged. So now what we're going to do is on this little button here, we're going to click import data. And then we're going to click on the data that's shown, or our log, and we'll click import. Now what happens is this is where you map everything out. So you can choose whatever you want this to be into. The only thing that's really, really important is that this play number, we say do not import. That's really important. And do not import the play number. Yard line will be, let's see, will be yard line. Down distance, play type, all of this is the same then, okay? So you just click import data. So give it a second to do its thing. And then you have all of the data imported here. So now what you want to do is you want to click on these two items here and select both of them, and then just click match. And then you'll get brought to this screen here. Don't worry about that. And then just click save. You don't have to do any type of editing. And now what you should have when you go back to this view, which is the one that we use, go to this sample game, and there you have it. There's all of your data already in there for all of these plays here. So and it shouldn't affect any other part in any way, shape, or form. So there you have it. I hope that helps, coaches. Any other questions, feel free to reach out and ask.